Division of Air Quality Board.
We breathe the poison you permit.
We breathe the poison you permit.
We envision a cleaner community.
We envision a cleaner community.
But you actively prevent it.
But you actively prevent it.
Our government must represent us.
Our government must represent us.
It must protect the people.
It must protect the people.
But you do not represent us.
But you do not represent us.
Like many government institutions,
Like many government institutions,
you are failing.
you are failing.
You are failing us.
You are failing us.
We recognize the improvements on sulfur dioxide.
We recognize the improvements on sulfur dioxide.
Air controls have worked.
Air controls have
We
worked.
need so much more protection.
We need so much more protection
To live healthy lives.
to live healthy lives.
More people go to emergency rooms.
More people go to emergency rooms
When our air is filled with poison.
when our air is filled with poison.
More kids are too sick for school.
More kids are too sick for school.
When toxic particles fill the air.
When toxic particles fill the air.
Air pollution causes suffering and death.
Air pollution causes suffering and death.
You must help us stop this.
You must help us stop this.
You approved Kennecott's expansion.
You approved Kennecott's expansion.
You approved more death and disease.
You approved more death and disease.
You approved more greed.
You approved more greed.
You put corporate profits
You put corporate profits
ahead of our family's health.
ahead of our family's health
And of your family's health.
and of your family's health.
Jobs in dirty industry
Jobs in dirty industry
cannot justify
cannot justify
poisoning our air
poisoning our air
and destruction of the earth.
and destruction of the earth.
We demand incentives
We demand incentives
to responsible business
to responsible business
to create a green energy future.
To create a green energy future.
We demand that this board
We demand that this board
set stricter standards
set stricter standards
for pollution permit approval.
for pollution permit approvals.
Government must serve the people
Government must serve the people
to create healthy communities
to create healthy communities
and sustainable futures
and sustainable futures
and environmental justice for all.
and environmental justice for all.
This past July,
This past July,
the youth in our community
our
demanded
community demanded
that you take action on climate change
that you take action on climate change
and defend a livable future.
and defend a livable future.
But you shut them down
But you shut them down
and showed blatant disregard
and showed blatant
for
disregard
protecting future generations.
for protecting future generations.
You are accountable to the 99%.
You are accountable to the 99%.
You serve the greed of the 1%.
But
You serve the greed of the 1%.
This must change.
This must change.
Will change.
This will change.
The people will not be silent.
The people will not be silent.
We demand that you make better decisions.
We demand that you make better decisions.
We demand that our future be cleaner,
We demand that our future be cleaner,
healthier,
healthier,
and more sustainable.
and more sustainable.
You are not protecting human health
You are not protecting human health
and quality of life.
and quality of life.
You are not protecting and enhancing
You are not protecting and enhancing
our environment.
Our environment.
That is your mission.
That is your
You
mission.
are failing.
You are failing.
That's no surprise.
That's no surprise.
Since half of this board
Since half of this board
represents the trucking industry,
represents the trucking industry,
fuels industry,
the fuels industry,
the mining industry,
the mining industry,
and manufacturing.
and manufacturing,
Resolve to serve your mission better.
resolve to serve your mission better,
Change your industries
change your industries,
or resign from this board.
or resign from this board.
Give a brief disruption of the agenda here. So